Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, December 12th. It is 6:20 right now. Market's going to open in about 10 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Just got a few more things here to update. And we should be good to go. And looks like we're good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. It's like we're ready to go, guys. So good morning, everybody. Today's Tuesday, December 12th. It is 6:22 right now. Market's going to open in about 8 minutes. So as people join in, I'm going to start market liquidity over here. As you guys can see from current price, we had a huge spike due to the inflation news, CPI. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how this affects the market, but I think this is all temporary, of course. But it's a good head start to next year. So we'll go over that stuff in a few. The news was actually positive, I believe. I'll double check it, but I believe it was positive. And inflation is supposed to be going down, but we'll see. Marked up there, going down to the 2-hour. You know, these lower levels over here don't really matter as much, so that's I'll go down to the 1-hour. I'm just gonna mark up stuff that's close to price because a lot of these lower levels are just not gonna get hit. Realistically, they're not gonna get hit anytime soon. Go down to the 30-minute. Change that color to red. 15-minute. $10-minute. Back down to the 1-minute. So with that said, we have the closest low over here at 36,817. It's gonna be down here. And we have the closest high over here at 37,030. So a huge spike due to the inflation news from earlier this morning, as you guys can see. Market's gonna be a bit of a mess today. A lot of manipulation, not really much direction. I'll have to be a little careful about what we plan to take because a lot of uncertainty here. So let's mark up 6:30. Mark up 8 o'clock. I don't even know if we'll be able to draw up structure because of this big spike. Yeah, because the spike's pretty much going to cover majority of price right here up top. That's the 4-hour resistance. Pretty much wiped out anything that was around. Going back down to the 1-minute. Yeah, so price is currently at the 4-hour resistance right now, which you can see it's a bit of a mess. I might make some adjustments as price continues to, obviously move along. But yeah, if it becomes a little too messy, we'll just take off the 4-hour resistance and we'll just leave the we'll leave whatever 1 minute structures come up, because that's currently where price is at. And you can see it, price is currently at the 4-hour resistance. The big spike this morning kind of screwed around with it, so we'll see. But yeah, that's 4-hour resistance right there. Let's go over to our main charts. So we had news over here news at 3 o'clock, 5:30, and 5:55. You can see the CPI news over here was super positive, way more positive than it was expected. CPI, of course, over here, positive. Inflation rate, positive. Everything looks pretty good. So with that said, so 3 o'clock, 5:30, 5:55. 3 o'clock, which is right there. 5 o'clock, which is right there. 5:30, of course, the big crazy candle right there. And then we have one more news event at 8:30. Low impact, nothing crazy. All right, so news over here at 3 o'clock. Five o'clock and 5:30. Upcoming news at 8:30. All right, so we got everything pretty much marked up for the day, guys. So it looks like the majority of you guys are here so far. Good morning, everybody. Today's Tuesday, December 12th. It is 6:27 right now. Market's in open in about 3 minutes. Got everything marked up here. As you can see from the liquidity chart, closest level of liquidity down below is at 36,817. Closest level above is at 37,030. As you guys can see from the news was super positive on all ends. So price kind of spiked up, came back down for the correction, and we might get a push back up on market open here. But again, you want to be careful because there's just a lot of areas for manipulation where price is currently at. I don't think we're going to get a big push immediately. We're probably going to get a back and forth move until price decides to really go in this direction. So as you guys can see over here, it's going to be a bit of a mess, but we'll play by ear and see how it ends up going. So let's see what's here so far. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Sisuk. Morning, Nick. Morning, Nikki. Morning, Matt. Morning, Kenny. Maddie. Yeah, Maddie said spikes in both directions, fake out buyers and sellers for Trap Tuesday. And the sentiment is still super high. So if you look at sentiment over here, sentiment's still 81% short. So this indicates that 81% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So you typically want to do the opposite and buy, but it's pretty obvious right now where price is going to go. So you want to be a little careful with that. Fundamentals here are pretty much neutral at the moment. And we'll see what happens here in the next minute when market opens. Hey, Shannon, morning. Morning, Ross. All right, guys. So market is about to open. So we're assuming price is going to go up. Price is probably going to correct back up also because of the news. It already had a huge bullish push here, so we can't really trade off that news. News at 8:30 is not really high impact, so let's see. ETR is currently 10 right now. We're starting to get this pre-market push. Market is now open. Go on market opening price right there on this red candle. Go to that blue. All right, so if you get a strong green candle here, this will technically be the original breakout entry if you guys are looking to take it. right. So there goes opening price. So price is currently just sitting at the 4-hour resistance. It's rejecting directly off it actually, as price continues to kind of bounce around this area here. There's no opportunities for entry yet right here. I mean, technically, if you're looking for any high-low scalps, no, that wasn't good. Next level is going to be down here. If anybody's looking for a high-low scalp, I would probably be really careful about taking any sells. Also, this whole area here is full of red flags. You guys can see the sessions all over this lower area. Right here, this green line's a New York high. We have the Asia low. We have the London high. We have a bunch of news price right here. It's a tricky area to trade it. So just be careful. Unisat price hit all-time high today. Am I seeing this right? I believe so. Yeah, because I think the all-time high was at 30, the high 36,000, and it hit 37,000, I believe, this morning with the inflation news. So I think the all-time high did get hit. I think it might pull down for a bit, fake out, and then swing right back up. Because I think just because it hit the all-time high, a lot of people are probably going to try and chase that, of course. Right? That's like typical. So we have a possible high-low scalp V2 setting up here. Again, I wouldn't really recommend taking any sells or taking any trades in this area because there's a bunch of red flags here. Pretty much all the sessions are down here. And I think price will probably just fake out and swing right back up. So there goes the first level of liquidity right there, full TP. If anybody took that first level, just got hit, it's pushing down to the next level down below. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't really recommend taking these trades, but both levels of liquidity right there just got hit for the bottom level. So there goes liquidity getting knocked out. Here is the clean chart. As you can see, price is kind of coming down a bit. It's rejecting off the 4-hour resistance. But I don't think this will hold for too long. I don't think the sells will hold for too long because obviously everything here is bullish, right? News here is super bullish all across the board from 530 to 555. So what I'll be looking for here is I'll probably just look for the correction. Look for price to drop down a bit, fake out, and then obviously correct right back up. All right, so this would be a breakout V3 continuation. I wouldn't take it because it's touching the red flag. This is a mistake I got into yesterday. If you guys remember, this is where I took my loss because price came up, touched the sessions right here, and then I still entered the trade. I wasn't really paying attention to that, but that's an obvious red flag there. So if you ever see something like that, you should avoid the trade because it's possibly going to be manipulated. You can get lucky and price can come down super heavy and go to the next level, but it's a risk that I'm not really willing to take after taking that loss yesterday that could have been easily avoided. So whenever you have an entry and either it has to touch a session in order to get to its TP or it touches a session on the actual entry candle, I would totally avoid it. It's an obvious red flag. I just made a mistake yesterday of kind of following into that trade and not really looking at it completely. And I got caught on the wrong side of the market. Because if you guys remember, we had an entry exactly like this. Price came down slightly, and it came up, faked out super hard, and it came right back down to hit TP. So I'm not going to get caught in that again. Like I mentioned yesterday, and as I always mention, sometimes you just have to eat those losses to learn from it. Because sometimes, you might be on this super high, and you start to ignore the red flags. You ignore the things that you typically would ignore. Or, I mean, you ignore the things that you would typically pay attention to, and you get caught in just a lot of bad habits. So I wouldn't have taken the trade here, even if this came up. This was a V3 continuation for the breakout, if anybody was looking to take it. The actual breakout V3 is running right now as well. I wouldn't consider this a V2 because I can't tell if this is a red candle or not, but the V3 breakout is currently running right now. We had a sell signal followed by a red candle. Again, I personally wouldn't take the trade here, but I can mark it up for you guys so that you guys can follow if anybody is looking to take it here. So there's a breakout V3 right there. It's just a little too tricky where it's currently at. Yeah, Camo said he didn't take it either. He doesn't take them if the red flags are there. Yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry. I mean, there's going to be more entries, so I wouldn't risk it. Yeah, so what might happen here is price might come down to the lower sessions, hit TP, and bounce directly off it. And that's pretty much what happened there. So if you guys took the breakout V3, full TP right there, great work. Again, I wouldn't have taken it because of the risky area right here after getting burnt yesterday with that same exact trade. I wasn't going to risk it. Can't develop bad habits, of course. Yesterday was a bad day. Well, it wasn't a bad day necessarily. It was a bad day for my trading habits. My discipline wasn't there. And I was trying to take a lot of trades that weren't necessarily available. So you can see how this candle right here rejected directly off the sessions. Pretty normal. And again, right there, it's bouncing directly off that red line, which is the London high. And if you guys are wondering what the lines are, you'll see the labels over here on this side. And there we go with the bounce. This might be a possible V1 variation. I don't think we really have. Yeah, the bullish bias is kind of tricky right now. So I don't know if I'd take any V1 variations right now. I mean, a lot of the stuff is still bullish. The 4-hour and the 1-hour is bullish. 30-minute over here is still bearish. Lower time frames are bearish as well. Daniel said it can also be a momentum pullback scalp as well. Yeah, that is correct. So let me just take this off the breakout V3 to hit full TP, just clean it up a bit. Yeah, I mean, if price does push up, this could be a possible momentum pullback scalp entry. Again, I'd probably be careful with it because, I mean, obvious reasons here. I would just be careful with sells in general because eventually it's going to correct back up, in my opinion. I think it's going to correct back up, so I'd probably be careful with any sell entries in general. But ATR is currently 15, so yeah, if we do get a green candle here, this can be a possible entry for a momentum pullback scalp. Again, I'll mark it up for you guys, but I think it's risky, so I don't really recommend taking it. But if you guys do want to take it, that's completely fine. It's up to you. Same with the breakout V3. I didn't decide to take the trade there. You could have taken the continuation or the actual breakout V3, and it would have played out perfectly for you. So still no green candle there. No green candle, no V1 variation. So we'll continue looking here. And yeah, once we get the green candle, it'll probably set up for a momentum pullback scalp here. So the volatility here is starting to die down a lot. You can see from the candles, they're not really moving very much. It's pretty much just like a little body. The ATR is still 15.5, so the ATR is fine. The only problem is that there's not really much direction here. And the candles are starting to move a little tricky. The high-low scalp V2 never hit, so there's no entry there for a high-low scalp V2. And you can see over here, it's a little cleaner. Price is having trouble getting past the sessions right there, down below. So right there, it's tested it about 3 times, but each time it's failed to get down below. Yeah, Maddie said they're trying to lure in some sellers. So looking at this right here, this could be, again, another V1 pattern. It's kind of tricky. I mean, the retail sentiment obviously is still pretty high. So long-term direction for buys are still good. The fundamentals are pretty much neutral right now. And the technicals are they're just kind of all over the place. So it's the V1 variation here. this wouldn't be like an actual V1 variation. It would just be a V1 pattern, but not necessarily a V1 variation because the bias here isn't very strong for a buy right now. It's just retail sentiment, which is super strong. So still no green candle there and no momentum pullback scalp. So here, as price continues to drop even lower. So as it drops lower, let me see if there's any more red flags down here. So there's actually a pretty good area to trade down here if price continues to drop lower, if that becomes the case. Because there's a big open space right here. So if price does continue to start dropping below, this is actually a pretty decent area to be trading in if you were looking to trade for a sell. Looks like the V1 is finally going to set up, but again, it's touching the red flag. Again, these red flags apply to pretty much everything. We haven't really used it for a lot of the new strategies, but it still applies to pretty much everything. It's relevant in every single way. All right, we got the V1 pattern setting up here. This might be the initiation of the reversal back up. So yeah, possible V1 variation. There's also a possible high-low, or sorry, momentum pullback scalp. So with the pending signal right there, I would probably not take it. But if you are looking to take the momentum pullback scalp, it would happen right here. So with this pending signal, I probably wouldn't put a pending order here because once you start to see that pending signal, it kind of gives you the idea that price might be reversing at this point. So the momentum pullback scalp would set up right here. The entry would be right here at the 90 mark. Because we do have a sell signal, price retrace step right here. So the pattern that you're looking for here is the price to come down, retrace, fill your order, and come back down super quickly to hit your TP there, right? That's the momentum pullback scalp. So momentum pullback scalp setting up right there. There also may be a possible high-low momentum as well here for a buy. So this trade still hasn't filled yet. Again, I'm just going to mark these up. I'm not really comfortable taking these sells right here, at least not yet, not where it's currently at. V1 variation still didn't hit TP yet. So basically, if price pushes up past this entry point, the V1 variation is going to hit TP. That's pretty much where the 100 pip mark is. So there's two opposite entries running alongside each other. You have a V1 variation. It's not really a V1 variation, but it's just a V1 pattern. So I'm not going to call it a V1 variation because there's no bias right now for a buy, aside from retail sentiment. And then you have a momentum pullback scalp that's currently pending right here. The entry still hasn't been filled. Again, price needs to push up, fill the order, and then come down and hit TP. Yeah, so again, right there, still no opportunity. Sit tight and wait. It looks like it's going to create a range around this area. So here's a clean chart. It's a lower low down there. So you got the 1 minute support level right here. So the momentum pullback scalp still has not filled yet. Still pending, same level at the 90. Looks like the V1 variation or the V1 pattern here that came up probably already hit by now, almost. Almost. The volatility is just too low. So the ATR is currently 14, guys. There's no longer going to be opportunity for the, or I mean, I guess if you already had it pending, So it technically would have filled already at this point. There shouldn't have, but the volatility was kind of low. So it probably should have been canceled if you continue to follow the ATR down here. I looked at it before I got filled, and it actually did not meet criteria because ATR was 14. I'm not even sure if it came down and hit already. Looks like it might have gotten filled and maybe got hit. But again, for the sells, sorry guys, I'm getting sick. For the sells, I would be very careful. So it's coming back down right here. It's probably going to come down, and I'm not sure if it already hit TP or if it's still going to come down and hit TP, but yeah, I'm just going to take this off because the ATR was 14, so technically you were supposed to cancel it. The ATR always has to be above 15, especially before entry time. Because the last thing you want to do is take a trade, it's at 14, 13, and price just goes sideways the entire time, right? It's not what you guys are looking for. The V1 pattern over here did hit full TP, as you guys can see right there. But again, it's back into this range. So looking at this clean chart here, it's a little more obvious. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Once we get a new higher high established, I'll draw a one minute resistance, and then you guys can see the range from where it's moving. But pretty much looks like price is just going to range between these two areas right now. Maddie said, I'm surprised there's no news on CNBC about the all-time high. Might make its way to open price and 4-hour resistance level. Yeah, no, me too. I think the news is more focused on the inflation data. So you can see over here, it says inflation fears down, consumer optimism up, economy, sorry, I said economy. Economy may start to help Biden with voters, which I really hope it doesn't. So I'm kind of tired of Biden right now. Been tired of Biden for a while. You know, a lot of this stuff is all manipulation, guys. Like a lot of these news events that are happening are because of the presidential elections that are happening next year, right? It's going to happen next year. Like they're going to have a lot of stuff happening in the news because it's of course Biden wants to get reelected, so they're going to say all these good things early in the year up until like maybe like, so I think all next year it's going to be a lot of good news all throughout the year. You can see over here Fed start cutting rates mid-year in 2024 with high chance of soft landing. The thing with this stuff, though, is that this isn't really good for the middle class. It's it's good for the rich and the people who know finance because there's going to be cheap money out there, but the cheap money is not going to be available to the middle class and the poor. It's going to be available to the rich and investors. So we'll see. Yeah, C6 said FOMC meeting coming up for the purpose of deciding to increase rates or lower. Yeah, I agree too. Yeah, Daniel says there's no way the Democrats are going to let him run again. He won't make it through the next term. Yeah, someone's probably going to have to run, but of course they want to keep control. So I don't think Kamala Harris is going. You know, I haven't even heard of Kamala Harris. Is she still the VP? I haven't even heard anything about her, and I don't know. I've never seen anything posted about her in forever. So I forgot we had a VP because usually the VP is supposed to take over when the president's kind of acting weird, and Biden's been acting weird all year, and Kamala Harris has kind of just been in the shadows. Yeah, Daniel said they muzzled her. Yeah, I know. I haven't heard from her or seen from her or seen any news events. Usually like I remember when, you know, when Trump was president, you'd hear about Pence all the time. Pence was always on the news. Even before that, you know, when Obama was president, you would always like the VPs are always around. But I mean, I don't know. Politics will be politics. So I don't think they're gonna let her run for president for sure. Definitely not her, because I don't think anybody remembers her currently. So it's going to be an interesting elections, guys. I think next year, yeah, there's going to be a lot of good stuff that's going to be released. It's going to be good for us because it's going to cause volatility in the market. For the middle class and the poor in general, it's not going to be good because it's like giving people a lot of fake hope, right? Because people are going to think that the economy is getting better and stuff, but it really isn't. Alan said you should run. Yeah, no, I should definitely run for president, right? I'm sure it'll play through. See, Kenny said she's just sitting back and collecting her government checks. Um, Hopium, didn't she used to say it a lot? All right, guys, so back to the charts here. We currently have a pinning buy signal here. I know I'm surprised that the buy signal hasn't closed. This buy signal has been coming up since like way down here. Price is pretty much just ranging right here, as you can see between the sessions. It's pretty obvious now. Price is just bouncing between these two areas right here. Here's a clean chart. I mean, it looks like price is attempting to climb, but it's really just going sideways. I'll take this off here. All right. So there's not really too much to take here. Pretty much all the levels of liquidity here got hit, guys. So if you took any of the three levels right here for a sell, I mean, they all got hit for the most part. This buy signal here has been pending for like the past 10 minutes now. I don't think it's really going to go anywhere. Jay said, I think this is going to go all the way back up. Yeah, I mean, ideally, that's kind of where I want it to go, all the way back up. But I don't know if it'll be a smooth move up because even though it does, even if it'll push up right here, it has all these red flags to kind of bounce off of. So right there, I see where it's currently at. It's rejecting off the Asia low right there. So it's probably going to come up eventually, but it's going to keep bouncing around here, come back up, bounce around right here, come back up, bounce around here. So it might take longer than that. It might take pretty much all day, if not until tomorrow. I think the Fed meeting minutes come out. They come out tomorrow, actually. So tomorrow we have some more inflation news, PPI, and then the Fed press conference is at 11:30. So again, right there, rejection. So the buy signal finally came up, but it's right at the sessions. So there's a breakout V3 continuation here, but it's right at the sessions again. So I'm not going to take it, of course. I'm not going to get suckered into any of these positions here. I think it's a little too risky where it's currently at. All right, so I'm just going to mark this up for you guys here. I'm not going to take a trade, but this will technically be a V3 continuation. I think it's too tricky because it's like right here at the session. So I personally wouldn't take it. If this was like, if the TP was before the sessions, I would maybe take it because it's enough to hit TP, but you can see right here, it's not a good area. Just because of the purple line right there, which is the Asia low. So I would have hoped for this buy signal to come up lower. If it was down here, that'd be great because if it climbed from this point, I would have wrote it up to the sessions pretty much. I just realized this was a momentum counter scalp inch right here too. So there was a breakout V3, breakout V3 continuation, breakout V2, and a momentum counter scalp right here. Sell signal, two green candles, push price up. Probably should have taken that buy there at this point, but it's all good. Don't want to risk it. So there goes the continuation right there. Breakout V3 continuation. So you guys can see the entries are hitting. They're just in like risky areas. So the entries are hitting decent. I mean, but they're just like in these areas where a lot of manipulation can happen. So if you guys took the trades, great. I'm being a little cautious today, which is what's necessary, especially on Trap Tuesday. So inflation day, play trap Tuesday. You got to be a bit cautious. You can't just be forcing trades here and there. But anyways, both trades there hit full TP. The V1 pattern, momentum counter scalp, breakout V3 continuation, all full TPs right there. All right, so what I kind of want to see here is I want price to push up, maybe retrace from this point, and then come back up. So I'm okay with taking trades up here. This is a better area for me to want to take trades in. Or I mean, for anything here, you can probably even take a sell now because price is going to be within this area. So if we get the sell signal here and it's followed by a red candle, that would be a breakout V3 in that direction. And you can actually take it down there as well. You have some space here. But you can see it's not really, it's going to be hard for us. We're probably going to get that pending sell signal for like the next 10 minutes again. But there is enough space here for a, see if it drops too low, this is where it becomes kind of tricky. If it drops too low, it's not going to be good because you're going to have this session down here for it to be stuck at. But you can see that price is currently within the range right now. So, I mean, realistically, yeah, you can take the trade and you'll be trading within the range. So we currently have a new higher high right here. And this is the 1 minute resistance level. So again, pending sell signal. This thing might just be pending by the time it finally closes. It'll be like way down here, just like it did up here. You can see for that buy entry, you would have had to get in and out pretty quickly because it just faked out. Price came up and it faked out super hard. It's gonna be the same situation down here. If it gets too close to this, and it's already at that point, see, it's too close to the sessions, I wouldn't take it because it's probably gonna push down a little bit and then it's gonna fake out back up. So unless you're like really spot on with your entries and exit, you're going to be stuck in this position, or you might be, and there you go. It's going to keep pending until it gets down to that lower end. This is actually a high-low scalp. It's not off the lower low though, so I probably wouldn't have taken it, but that is a high-low scalp entry right there. I just realized it because there was a low there. It's probably a TP. I would have taken that trade too. A lot of these trades that and now it's too close. So at this point, I wouldn't have taken it. So there's a high-low scalp that came up right there. And this whole area is just not a good area to be trading in. So you don't want to trade anywhere near this purple line. You don't want to trade anywhere near this red line because I'm pretty sure there's going to be another fake out down here. They'll probably come right back up. It's got to be patient. The trade's going to come. So you can see from like watching the charts that there's a bunch of entries that have come up. You just have to wait for that solid entry. You have to wait for the one that's ideal and it meets up to your criteria. And then once it does, you can start looking for that trade and possibly ride it to wherever it needs to go. But right now, again, that sell signal still has not closed. And here we got price coming right back up. So it's pretty obvious the range, right? Price is ranging between this low and this high right here. Basically in between the sessions. There's not really too much here to work with. Yeah, Maddie said patience will pay today as you'll make more profit or take none, which is better than a loss. Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Maddie. Super. There might be a high-low scalp V2 setting up right here as well. So we had price breaking close below the structure. Price swings back up. That's going to be the setup for the retracement fake out. And then price might come back down. The only problem is that if that becomes the case, it's still going to be stuck at the sessions right here. So this is a problem when you get into a market where the market starts to consolidate, right? We didn't have this for the past couple of days because market wasn't really consolidating like this. But now that we do, Obviously it's kind of a mess here. So we got the pending sell signal right here, which just won't seem to close. ATR is currently 13, super low right now. Yeah, Maddie said enough space for a high-low V2 if you're going for 10 pips, 10 points. It's really just knowing about when to trade and when not to trade. This way opportunities come to you. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and Rashida said did the same thing with the buy signal. Yeah. So as you guys remember the buy signal earlier, this thing was pending for like, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So about 15 minutes, that this buy signal right here, and it wasn't even a valid buy signal. We had this buy signal come up from this initial one right here, and it just kept pushing up, up, up until it finally closed. And then it provided an opportunity for a breakout V3 continuation. Same with the sell signal here. The sell signal came up here, and it's been pending all the way down here, actually up to here, and it still hasn't closed. So, I mean, the range is in between these two levels. So here's the clean chart. It's a little bit of a closer look. It's just ranging between the 1 hour resist or 1 minute resistance and the 1 minute support. So you guys can see price is stuck in this range. I was hoping price wouldn't go back to this. If you guys have been trading with me for a while, or at least in the past couple months, this has been the usual market. It's just been going sideways. You can still trade within the area. It's just the problem is that with all these red flags here, it's hard to trade within the range. So Maddie said the high-low scalp V2 got filled. So it's technically running right now. If anybody is looking to take it, not in the position here. So I'm just watching with Maddie here. Maddie mentioned that, if it comes back down, you can maybe take it for 100 pips or so. So I'll watch it. If it looks good and it looks like price is going to come down, I'll probably write it for just 100 pips for a sell, back down to the lower sessions. But at the moment, I'm just going to wait. So I'm just going to look for momentum back down. So price is retracing right here. What I would look for is I'd probably look for a sell signal, look for a V3 continuation, a breakout V3 continuation, because that'll probably initiate the drop back down to the lower level. So price might fake out here and then come right back down. That's pretty much what we can see happening. I'm not in this position here, guys. I just marked it up for you guys so that you guys can see that this is the high-low scalp V2, which is currently running. So the trade's currently running. I'm looking for this pattern here to play out. Basically a fake out above the sessions right here or around the sessions. I mean, even a V3 variation possibly. Or sorry, a V1 variation. V1 variation, double body, double wick. But this is, for the most part, what I'm looking for. Just the fake out and the continuation back to the downside. Or if you get a big red candle, if you get a big push to the downside, then it's going to be pretty obvious, that price is likely to just come push down to this area right here, because target price point is going to be the sessions down below. That's going to be target price point. So here we go. As price continues to swing back up, it's rejecting off the sessions. I'm looking for that fake out right here. Same like what happened up here. So I'm looking for this to fake out and then come right back down. If this already hits, yeah, if this goes too high, then I'm not even going to try to get into it because that trade would be done by now. But I would be looking for possibly a high-low scalp or not high. I'm looking for a V3 variation. Again, this might be a double top here. So see how I can draw a structure right here. Might set up for a double top, maybe see a V1 variation on its way back down, and then correction right back into the range. So if this candle here closes red, I don't know if it will, but if it does close red, it might be able to swing back down. So probably a good idea that you're going to take that trade, Maddie. It's just not in a good area. I mean, the whole trade in general would still cut into the sessions right here. So I wouldn't even bother looking at it because you're looking for a shortcut if you're looking to take 100 pips. Yeah, the probability was super low. for that specific trade. Because the thing is, if you're trying to look for a shortcut to just get in and out for like 100 pips, you're kind of forcing a trade at that point, right? Because the actual trade's not going to, it's not set to play out properly. So yeah, I wouldn't have taken it to begin with. You would need more confluences. Yeah, exactly. So Maddie wanted a V3 within the entry. That's exactly what I was looking for too. Either a V3 or even a V1 variation. So a breakout V3 continuation or a V1 variation. So still no entries here, guys. Price is breaking up into this area over here, which is fine. We'll see if it fakes out because there's still opportunity for fake out here. It's now at the next sessions, the New York high. So price can still fake out here. If it doesn't fake out and it continues to climb, then even better, because we can maybe look for some entries around this area here. Two different scenarios here can play out. Price will either break above this, maybe retest and continue up higher to news price. Or what might happen here is price might climb up a little bit, fake out around here, and then come right back down. So a lot of different scenarios here that can play out. So the 1 minute resistance here might turn into the 1 minute support. I'm gonna clean this up. So again, still haven't taken any entries for today, guys. Pretty much just waiting. Waiting for something here to come up. 707 right now. Oh, the news is at 8:30. I don't even know why I marked that up. We're not going to be trading around that time. So I'm going to take this off right here. It looks like we might start to get that correction to the upside. So you guys can kind of see where the correction started. It started from down here. There's a double body rejection right here, basically a V1 pattern, and it started climbing all the way back up. So this is where it started from. That's why I was looking for a V1 over here. If I saw a V1 pattern over here, I would have expected it to come back down, right? But we never got that. So V1 pattern right here, double body rejection off the sessions, and the push back to the upside right there. Thanks for our main chart. So there's not really any opportunities that are setting up here. We currently don't have a sell signal. I think if we had a sell signal, it would be better because it could set up for a possible breakout V3 continuation to the upside, or it can also set up for a V1 variation. But yeah, this is typical for Tuesday. If you guys don't know what people call Tuesday, they call it Trap Tuesday because there's a lot of traps being set up. You guys can see a lot of traps here being set up with all the fake outs, fake out down here, push to the upside, fake out right here, push to the downside, fake out right here, reversal pattern, and correction right back up. So again, right here, I'd be wary about taking any buys unless you see like some sort of setup that you guys are looking for, because this could be another fake out. You can see whenever price gets past these sessions, a lot of fake outs happen, right? And this is no different here. There's still opportunity here for a fake out. So there was also a high-low scalp right here. I didn't even notice this, but I wouldn't have taken it because it was right at the sessions. So there's a lot of opportunities and entries that are coming up. You can see price breaking structure here. There's a higher high, price broken closing on this candle, but it was right at the sessions. So I wouldn't have taken the trade there. After getting burned yesterday, definitely gonna be careful with my entries here, especially if they're too close to these red flags. Like again, right here, news price. It's just a bunch of red flags in this area. So again, if you guys don't understand the red flags are pretty much these horizontal lines. The pink lines are news price, blue line is opening price, purple line is the Asia high low, the green line is the New York high low, and the red line over here is the London session high low. So pretty much all the previous sessions from today, these are their high and low points. So if you can see that price is stuck around those areas, you can see that price hasn't really gone anywhere, because this is pretty much where price was the day before. And now it's just kind of sitting in between. we typically want price to push away. So if there's highs here, you want price to establish newer highs, right? You just want more highs to be established here, but that's not always the case. So we either want a price to establish a bunch of high lows here, and then you want to trade outside of it. Or if you have all these high lows bunched up right here, you want a price to push out of it in this direction, right? So just keep that in mind, guys. It's like basic understanding of like, how higher highs get established. Right now, there's not really higher highs being established per session because price is in between all these high lows at the moment. And the ATR is super low. So looking down below here at the ATR is currently 12. That's super low. Typically, you want it to be at least 15 or above. If it's anything below 15, it's pretty much establishing that market is in a range, which is where price really is right now. It's pretty much in a range. If you go back to our clean chart here, so we take out this 1 minute resistance level, the actual range is between the 4-hour resistance and this low point right here, which was a 1 minute support, right? So before the market, when the market initially opened right here, I mentioned price is probably in a range between these two levels right here. And that's exactly what happened. We had a small middle level in between right here, which was the 1 minute resistance, which only lasted for a little bit, right? It established a resistance level right here, but once it broke past it, it came back to the 4-hour resistance level above. So here's the thing that you guys want to look out for, because once it gets to this point here, this is probably where it's going to bounce off of and come right back down. And pretty much maybe just range between this area here. So, I mean, my main goal here is not necessarily to tell you what to take, but it's really to tell you what not to take, because there's a lot of risky areas here to trade in. You can apply any strategy you like, right? If there's any strategy that you guys like to apply, it'll go hand in hand with my analysis, because I can tell you if it's risky or not just by looking at market structure. So I wouldn't mind for it to come back down. I would want it to come up and touch the resistance level though first. So I actually want it to come up here and then maybe provide, so this is what I'm kind of looking for. I'll just visualize it here. It looks like the 4-hour resistance level is anywhere above this area here. So I kind of want price to push up a little bit, provide a sell signal. The sell signal is down here already, but I would like the sell signal to be somewhere up here so that I can take that for a V3 variation or a breakout V3 continuation, sorry. But you can see again right here, it faked out. It didn't get all the way to 4-hour resistance level, not yet. But yeah, it's just a sketchy area right here. I wouldn't chase the sell here yet. So I think this is going to fake out again. If this does come back down, I think it's going to fake out, probably bounce off the 1 minute resistance level, come right back up. Yeah, Daniel said it was a high level momentum that was pending at the sessions, but it was like right at the session, so kind of tricky. So this might be the fake out we were just talking about. So this right here would be a double wick rejection. It's another reversal pattern. So you can see how there's two wicks right there. They're on the same level. The problem with this here is that we can't use this as a V1 variation because there's a buy signal already, but it's a V1 pattern, a reversal back to the upside. So like I was telling you guys earlier, the fake out might happen here and it's going to push up to the 4-hour resistance. It's not there yet, but it's almost there. So you guys can see how there's a double wick. This is a reversal pattern. If anybody wants to take something speculative, this can probably push up to the resistance level if anybody's looking to take it. The only problem is that it's kind of close, so like you'd have to measure it very well right here. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, it's probably enough to get up to that resistance level there. So let's see how far it pushes up from here. But it was a double wick, so that'd be a V1 pattern. to the upside. And it's going the direction of where we kind of wanted it to, because I expect it to at least hit this point right here before it maybe comes back down. Or get closer to it, like past this high right here for sure. That's kind of where I'm expecting it to go. Let's see. So from this point right here, it's 15 points. 100 points to be right there. 15 points to be a little higher to get to that full point there. Yeah, let's see. Spread's currently 130 right now. So let's find out where it's currently at. Target price point is going to be the resistance level right there. It's kind of where I'm expecting it to go. If it breaks this high right here, it'll probably be, yeah. So it looks like the 1,000 points right there got hit already. It's pushing up a bit higher. So 100 pips right there. The full move, of course, 15. But it's just kind of tricky where it's currently sitting right now because it's not really doing too much. But again, if it passes through this level right here, it's going to be higher high. And it'll probably establish a high-low scalp type entry. Yeah, again, sideways movement here. It's trying to get to this. So I think, so the first target price point level would be the higher high right here. This is the first target price point. Once it reaches there, the next target price point would be the 4-hour resistance. The next level after that would be the opening price, right? So correction back to opening price. That's basically where we're kind of targeting price to go to, if it does climb up higher from where it's currently at. It's kind of tricky where it's currently right now, but that's kind of where we expect price to go. There's just multiple areas for it to touch. First level right there, next level resistance, next level the opening price. We just need some volatility here to push price up higher, but the volatility is just super low at the moment. So there he goes, price pushes up. And I took that there, guys. So if you guys can see, I got kind of quiet because I was looking at both my charts here, trying to analyze where the target price points would be. And I took it from down here. I don't know what's up with my MT4. I don't know if anybody's been getting that, but the slippage is, well, I don't know if it's slippage or just my entry point sucks, but I entered in that market right here when price came around this area, because I told you guys it was a double. I said there's a reversal pattern right here, right? So I said there's a V1 pattern right here, which is a double wick. I said this was going to push up, and that's why I started measuring. So I'm like, okay, if I'm going for 100 pips, I have enough space here because we have the higher high, which is target price point, the resistance, and opening price. So I went in there for a quick little move. I'm not going to count this as a win, but it's a trade that I took. I told you if you wanted to take the trade, it'd be a speculative move because it's not a V1 variation. Like it's not an official V1. The thing with this here, it just looked too good to pass up. Because what I was looking for is I was looking for the sell signal to come up, buy signal, and then a continuation to the upside, right? That's initially what I was looking for. But you can see the sell signal never came up, unfortunately. The first target price point here got hit, the higher high. This candle broke past it. That's a high-low scalp. Price is climbing up higher. And it's going to reach the opening price just like we anticipated. So I just caught it for a quick move right there. You know, sometimes like, you can take bits and pieces from the strategies that we apply, and you can find some sort of entry point, especially if we already know price is going up. So we knew price was going to push up to this 4-hour resistance, and I just looked for where the opportunity was. Opportunity is right here at this reversal pattern. Price faked out right here, came back down, reversal, came right up, entered right there, pushed it up, didn't close me out right here, but it ended up closing me up out here. But yeah, for whatever reason, I mean, it seems like my entry points are never really on point. So I'll just take this right here. I'll take a screenshot. I'll show you so that you guys know where the profits came from. So my profits for the day are right here. Heck. My mouse just died. I need my keyboard. Let's see. I'll just put this up here real quick so that you guys know what trade I took. Speculative buy. Price. So it's not an official entry, but just so that you guys understand, where my profits came from. Because it was basically just a speculative buy on the way to back to open. Because that's the target price point I was looking for. We've been looking for a let's see. Yeah, we can continue looking for any more entries here, but I'm not really seeing too much happening here. Let me see if there's anything else that we can look for. So it's still in this whole area of red flags right here. If price climbs up higher and we get a retracement, then great. But just looking at where price is currently at, there's just not much for us to really work with here. I mean, price is climbing up. Let me see if there's any other opportunities. I mean, just looking at this here, there's some highs here where we could possibly, no, I wouldn't risk it. There's a bunch of high, yeah, there's like opportunities here for high-low scalps and high-low scalp V2s. But again, it's just in this area where there's a bunch of red flags, so it's kind of tricky. So if I do see a high-low scalp V2, I'll set it up, but then I won't, I'll probably wait for like a later entry point. Like say, for example, if price pulls back and then we get a V3 breakout continuation, like if we get a confluence within the entry, I'll maybe enter at that point, but I'm probably not going to enter it like as a standalone entry. Yeah, exactly. Rashida said she needs a sell signal to close first, and that's exactly what I'm looking for because price is overextended. Price has been climbing for a bit here, and it's due for retracement. It's going to have to retrace at some point. So yeah, I hope we get a sell signal, and then once we get that sell signal, I can maybe look for the opportunity to climb it back up higher. Alan is asking, Sean, do you use Apex? If not, can you tell me why? I don't use Apex because I don't have a PC. I'm trading on Mac. You need NinjaTrader for Apex, and I can't trade it on here. So that's why, like, for the past couple of days, I've been saying I might go buy a PC, right, or a gaming laptop because I need that to trade on Apex. So main reason why I don't is because I don't have a PC. Everything I use is Mac. And for whatever reason, they don't have Mac compatible applications. So, which is weird because so many people trade on Mac. So I don't know why they don't just have a Mac compatible application. That's pretty much the only reason. Or I mean, the other reason too is that have you ever traded on two different platforms, Alan? It's pretty hard. So, I mean, I've tried trading on two different platforms and it's pretty difficult. Like I tried to trade on TradeObate before, and it's not the easiest thing. Let's see, Daniel said he's running parallel on Mac with Apex. In Quant Tower, no issues at all. So I might give that a shot. Maybe I'll try that because my Mac, like I have an iMac Pro. It's like one of the most expensive iMacs that you could get like back then when it first came out. So the power on this computer is like super strong. Like I want to get a new computer, but this computer, there's nothing wrong with it. I've been wanting to get a new Mac or some type of new computer for like a long time now, but the power on this computer is just, there's no need for me to get anything new at the moment. So I might just try that. Yeah, I might try that, Daniel. I might run parallels. Yeah, I wouldn't run parallels on your computer, Maddie, because you have like the new iMac, but yours isn't a Pro, so I don't think yours could really handle it. You'd have to have like a pretty high-end Mac to run parallels and then run all the other platforms, at the same time. Because yeah, yours will probably freeze up. Because I think yours is when you got your iMac it was they didn't have like any of the higher models yet. I still don't think they have any higher models. They just have regular iMacs. Yeah, Maddie said he's gonna get a Windows laptop soon. Yeah, I would just get a Windows laptop. I think it's easier. Because then even if that was the case, like Daniel, if I was to run parallels, I would have to get another screen to just have that stuff running at the same time. And I'd have so much stuff going on at once. So I think I would just get a laptop so I could just do it separately from what I'm already doing. But no, it's good to know, John, Daniel. Thanks for letting me know. So maybe I'll try it out. Alan said he's on a Chromebook and it works, but the new one may trade on Apple. Yeah, no, yeah. So Chromebook is on a Windows platform, so I can see that why it works, which is fine. I mean, the cost doesn't matter. I'd rather get a high-end gaming laptop so that like I'm rest assured, and I don't mind getting it. So I'll probably end up looking. So the high-low scale V2 is currently running right now, guys. I'm not sure if anybody took it. Maddie here identified it. He said the high-low V2 is already up for 200 points. So you can see how far the push is for the entire move. I'm still looking for the yeah, I'm looking for the entry within the entry. I don't know if it'll actually come. It might just go straight to TP. But what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for the retracement and then continuation back to the upside. It's kind of what I'm looking for here. You know what I just realized, Maddie? There could have been uh there's still opportunity for a momentum pullback scalp within it. So there's actually an entry within the entry right here if it closes above that line. No, so it didn't close red. If it closed red, there would have been the entry within the entry, but not quite. All right, so I'm just gonna take a screenshot of my profits for the day, week, and month so far. So I pretty much recouped a lot of my losses from yesterday. I just need one more trade and then I'm pretty much back in profit. I'm in profit for the month. It's just for the week, I'm kind of down still. So there's no momentum pullback scalp there yet. I don't know if it will even be able to get the pullback here because it looks like it might hit TP before it does get to that point. Same level right here at the 70. The ATR is super low though, so I probably, yeah, the ATR is way too low. Now that I look down at the down below, I don't even think I want to take it for a momentum pullback scalp because the ATR is extremely low, which is really unusual. I've never seen it down at like 10 before, like during this time. It's too early for it to be that low. I know it's getting close to 730, so it's supposed to like kind of die down a bit, like maybe die down to like 14, 13, but 10 ATR is super, super low for 730. We're still like mid-session. All right, just keep that in mind, guys. The ETR is super, super low, so you might just get a sideways movement. I mean, pretty much the rest of the session, unless it picks back up. There's no news coming up anytime soon, so we might not really get too much movement here. But if you guys are looking for a possible opportunity for entry here, this could be your opportunity. Price is pulling down. Okay, there goes the sell signal. Perfect. That's exactly what we're looking for. And then a possibility of it to swing back up after. But anyways, here's my profits for the day so far. So So here's my funded engineer locked at 371, my FTMO locked at 1,120, my second FTMO locked at 1,940, my third FTMO locked in 2,240, my second funded engineer locked in 262, my personal account locked in 345, my TFF locked in 963, and my second TFF locked in 963 as well. So I'm still down for the week because of that trade from yesterday, just a little bit by one trade. For the month, though, I'm still up very high. So you can see for the month, I'm doing great. It's just for the week, I'm down by one trade. So I just need one more trade and I'll be back in profit across all my accounts. And that's pretty much it, right? It's just, that's how the game works, guys. You have to eat the losses sometimes and just continue playing along and it'll balance out. So we'll see where this goes. So the high-low scalp V2 is still currently running. The ATR is extremely low. It's at 10 again. It's just it's way too low. I don't even know if I want to get into this for the remaining move of it. It'll have to look really good for me to want to take a trade. Because the last thing I want to do is take a trade here and then be stuck in the sideways movement for like the next 30 minutes. It's like the worst feeling when you're like, when you just want to get off, but then you're stuck in the position, so you can't really do anything. Yeah, Maddie said it needs a reset. It's been more than 30 minutes since the last buy signal, almost 40 minutes. Yeah, it's been a while. The sell signal will confirm the retracement. So once we get that sell signal, it'll be perfect because this thing's been pushing up for how long now, right? Buy signal right here. Yeah, well over 40 minutes now. So 40 minutes since the last momentum signal, which is crazy. That's pretty far. But it's the same with the sell signal here. The sell signal held for a while too. So this sell signal held until here for like 20 minutes, and then this held for 40 minutes. And then once the next signal comes up, it might hold for like an hour. You might get a sell signal. It's not going to change for like another hour. It just keeps going further up. But yeah, if you guys look at these current candles right here, they're super flat. There's like no body. I'm gonna take this off. There's no momentum pullback scalp. The volatility is too low. You guys can see it's projecting directly off the news price. This is tricky. So be careful if you guys are in any positions right now. If you're in the high-low scalp V2, I would personally probably pull out of it right here because this is kind of tricky. You guys can see the manipulation starting to happen here. The ATR is currently at 9, so it's squeezing. You can see price is squeezing right here at the news price. This is where the price kind of spiked up earlier this morning, or not earlier, like from the earlier news. But anyways, because it's starting to squeeze right here, it's going to prepare for a breakout. So yeah, just be careful if you guys are in the position. I would have pulled out like somewhere around here where it was kind of going sideways. Not to say that it's not going to hit full TP, but being cautious on Trap Tuesday, I could see this as a trap being set up here. It might be a trap for the good though. So like I was hoping that sell signal would have closed and then we get the swing back up. But it never closed. So again, pending sell signal here. I want the sell signal to close. That'd be the main thing I'd be waiting for. Because once it closes, we can get a buy signal. So the sell signal can close, fake out, come back up, and hit its TP. But the volatility is now it's even lower. It's currently at 9 ATR. This sell signal has been pending for like the past like 40 minutes now. And then again, it's pending here. All right, let's clean up the clean chart. As you can see, the movement here is super nasty. It's not good at all. There's another zone within here, but I'm not going to draw it. It's no point. I mean, if you guys want it there, we can draw it. So there's a zone right there, and it's pretty much ranging between this upper level and opening price now. Yeah, not super great. All right, there's nothing going on here, guys. So if there's any other questions that you guys have, I keep looking back at the chart and nothing's changed. I was even like doing some stuff here on the other side. But yeah, Daniel said I'm gonna cut early. Have a good day, everyone. Yeah, Daniel's had it for the day, so I don't blame you. There's no reason to kind of hang around, especially if there's nothing going on. So, all right, Daniel, I'll see you back here tomorrow. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put them in the chat. It's 7:36 right now. Typically after 7:30, the market goes sideways for the last 30 minutes of the market. And it's not making any difference here. It's still going sideways. ATR is currently at a very low 9 ATR. I'm not expecting it to pick up to 15 from now until 8 o'clock. So if there's any other questions, guys, feel free to put them in the chat. What I'll do here is I will take some screenshots of my individual accounts so that you guys can see where I'm at for the day. And we'll wrap this up for the day. So, hey, Brock, good to see you here. Kenny said it's at opening price, so it's a risky area. Not taking any trades until it moves away. Yeah, and I agree with you, Kenny, 100%. There's no need for you to force anything. It's not the best. It's not in the best area. So definitely agree with you there. Brock's asking, sorry, Sean got to ask, what's the name of the copy you're using on Mac? I use Social Trader Tools. And it's not really a Mac platform. It's a web platform, but that's what I use. I use Social Trader Tools for my copier. All right, let's see where my profits are for the day. Okay. So that's good. FTMO. So right now, guys, I'm just taking individual screenshots of my accounts so that I can post them up on the Discord. If there's any questions that you guys have, if you guys need me to clarify on anything that you guys are confused with, just let me know, and we can do that before we get off. But once I'm done posting my profits for the day, probably it's gonna wrap it up. There's not really much for us to do here as the ATR stays low and as the volatility doesn't really do much. It's just going back and forth for the most part. Yeah, Jay said no sell signal yet. What the WTF? Yeah, there's still no sell signal. This buy signal has been active for about an hour now, which is pretty crazy for the 1 minute. You typically don't see that happen like ever. Usually usually there's going to be a back and forth, right? Momentum's not always going in one direction, so you should see an opposite signal, but we haven't had that yet. So that's an even bigger reason to like maybe just wrap it up for the day, because it just screams in manipulation, and like there's just not much that's going to happen. Price is pretty much just churning. That's what it looks like. Looks like price is churning, and it's just going to do the same thing until the market actually moves, which probably won't be for like another while. So here are my profits. Let me just post these up real quick. All right. So here are my profits. I mean, the trade's still running right here, but I'm not going to hop into it. There's no opportunities here for me to get in at any point because price never really pulled back. But like I mentioned, I wasn't surprised that it was going to hit. It's just going to take a long time and a lot of manipulation in between. So here are my profits for the day so far per account. So here's my funded engineer locked in 371. That is my first account. Here is my FTMO locked in 1,120. Here is my second FTMO locked in 1,940. This is my main account with the green strip. I execute all my trades on this account. So there is my second FTMO. My third FTMO locked in 2,240, some slippage in my favor there. This is my second funded engineer account, 262. Here is my personal account locked in at 345. Here's my TFF. I locked in 1,000 off my first TFF. And then on my second TFF, I locked in 1,000 as well. So those are all my profits for the day so far. So looking over here, just to be transparent with you guys, I'm still down for the week, not a lot. I'm down by one trade. So I locked in a pretty decent amount today. I'm down for the week, but I'm up for the month. So I'm up for the month a lot. You guys can see my monthly profits right here. I'm up pretty heavy for the month still. I just need to take one more trade and then I'll be back in profit. Hopefully we'll have that by tomorrow. And once we do that, all will be well, right? Main goal here is you're going to see a lot of back and forth, but your main goal is really to end up in the positive by the end of, the week or the month. For the day, it's fine to have a red day. You're going to have a red day every so often. It's not going to happen very often, especially if you're following me strictly, but it's going to happen. So yeah, pretty much as you guys can see from my accounts there, I'm still in a very good place with regard to my profits for the month. So let's see, for the month so far, 1,000, I'm up pretty heavy. So 11,000, 11,000, 6,000, 1,700, 800, 2,000, 6,000, almost 5,000. So if you add this up for the month, I'm up pretty good for the month. So I'm not really stressing at all. I'm just looking for the good trades. When the good opportunities come up, I'll take them. But we haven't really had too many. So the sell signal finally came up right here. As you guys can see, it finally hit TP. Sell signal did come up. If you do get a buy signal up next with a green candle, it's going to be a breakout V3. But as I mentioned, breakout V3s are a little tricky after 7:30. So I wouldn't really recommend taking it, especially if the volatility is this low. It's just a little too low right now. You typically want it to be around 15 because you want to be in and out of that position very quickly. If you hold on to it for too long, price might go sideways for a bit and then turn on you later in the day. So, all right, guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Otherwise, it's 7:43 right now. I think I'm going to wrap this up soon. There's no need to kind of be on here for an extended period because I'm just going to start FOMOing to something so that I can recoup my account for the week. So let's see. Barack said, I've just seen that they don't support CTrader, but it's cool. We can see what I can do. Yeah, I've never used CTrader before, Barack, so I'm not familiar with CTrader at all. I know there's other copiers that work with CTrader. I just don't know them personally. So yeah, if you want to check it out, I mean, there's a whole bunch that are out there. I'm just not familiar with them. I think there's better ones with CTrader actually. There's copiers where you don't have to pay a monthly fee. It's just like a flat rate. But then again, you'd have to be on a PC. I don't think you can trade on your phone. You'd have to have like an active computer at the time. All right, so we have a possible breakout V3 variation, like I mentioned, guys. But again, I think it's going to be a little risky, in my opinion. Yeah, personally, I think it's going to be a little risky. So I'm not going to take this trade here. We'll just see how it closes. And then after this, we're going to wrap it up for the day. So, all right, guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We'll just see if this here closes. If it closes green, we'll follow it, see if it plays through. If it doesn't close green, then I'm going to wrap it up for the day. So either or, we'll see what happens here. It does not look like it's going to close. Candle's currently red right now. It needs to close green in order for it to be an opportunity, which was not. All right, let's take a look at everybody's profits for the day so far. So we got Maddie over here, total profit of 64 per account. Nice work, Maddie. We got Nathan, total profit of 710 for the day, all wins. Nice work, Nathan. We got Eunice, total profit of 1,064 on his TradeOvate account. Great work, Eunice. We've got Felix, total profit of 0 for the day. Not bad. No losses is a good day for me. That's always a winning day on my end. We got Albert over here. Nice welcome back profit. Total profit of 963. All wins. Nice work, Albert. Let's see, we got some more profits over here. 1,632. Matt. Nice work, Matt. We got William. Total profit of 480 for the day. Nice work, William. Great work right there. All wins. We got Johnny. Total profit of 2,460 for the day. All wins here. We got Kenny, total profit of 3,080 for the day. All wins. Nice work, Kenny. And lastly, we got Jeff over here, his day 2 of FTMO challenge, total profit of 845. All wins. Nice work, Jeff. Yeah, Jeff's been doing pretty good. Second day of your challenge. You did pretty good yesterday, too. I think Jeff locked in. There's a lot of profits. Yeah, Jeff locked in 780. So Jeff's almost at 2,000 profit for his FTMO on his way to get funded. So nice work, guys. Other than that, I think that's about it for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Miriam's asking, Sean, could you kindly provide the link for market sentiment? Market sentiment or retail sentiment? Because I don't think we look at market sentiment, but retail sentiment is right here. Let's see. There you go. Post it up right there, Miriam, because market sentiment's a little different compared to retail sentiment. Yeah, Miriam meant retail. I don't think we use market sentiment. I mean, there's different ways to look at market sentiment, but I don't think it's really useful because if you're looking at market sentiment, you can just look at the trend. But retail sentiment is kind of what you want to use. Retail sentiment, fundamentals, and technicals, which falls in line with market sentiment. So, all right, there goes the link right there, guys. If there's any other questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I think we're done for the day. I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for the next